Today is May 29th, also known as 529 Day, WA 529 Day. We have John Maroney, the Financial Engagement Manager with Numerica, here with us this morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So I want to jump right in. What is WA 529?
Yeah, so Washington 529 are investment accounts that can help parents, grandparents begin to save up for education expenses for their kiddos or their grandkids.
So people might know this as the GET program.
Yes.
I know that's how I remember it growing up. So tell us about the different options for folks.
Yeah, so GET was a guaranteed education tuition. That's how the program started. And that was where you were buying credits for, in-state universities at today's prices. So if you had like a 3 or 4-year-old, you're paying today's prices as opposed to when they're 18. So that was a pretty good savings for folks. But now they also have the invest options, which is just, hey, we have a couple of different investment portfolios based on your risk level where you can plop money in there and then you can use it just as cash to pay for tuition, housing, room and board. So it's very flexible. And actually, you can also use it for K through 12 education. It doesn't have to be just for college or university or trade school.
And I want to ask you, we hear about you start saving for college early. What's different between, I guess, putting money into like a savings account versus putting money into something like this?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So one of the advantages that you have is higher potential growth depending upon the returns that you get. You also, many different people can contribute. So like I have a 529 for my daughter Mila, who's 5, but my mom, Nana can contribute,
Sure.
aunts and uncles can contribute. So they have a lot of flexibility. And then you also, as those investments grow, you don't pay taxes on the growth, nor when you withdraw the money. And so
That's
that can
huge.
that can make a really big difference in terms of how much you have when you're beginning to pay for those education expenses.
And then talk about the different options, right? So if they don't use all the money down the road, what happens with that money?
Yeah, it's a wonderful question. So one of the powerful things is that unused funds up to $35,000 can be rolled over into a Roth IRA or an investment
Wow.
account for the kiddo. So you can start an investment account for your kiddo when they're very young.
Basically zero,
Yes,
right?
exactly. And then you can also transfer who that account is for. So maybe you have multiple kiddos. First kiddo goes to school, doesn't need all the money. You can transfer it to the second kiddo or the third kiddo. So there's a lot of flexibility. That money is not locked up.
That's huge. What do you want other folks to know about how to get more information if they have questions about this? Because it can be a little bit of a complicated topic.
Yeah, I agree. The best place would be to go to the Washington 529 website, wa529.gov. It has the different options, how you can open an account and begin to fund it. Great resources.
All right, John, always a pleasure to have you here on the show. Sure do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right, and do we say happy 529 Day?
Happy 529 Day, absolutely.
Happy 529 Day.